This other kobold moves closer to you, seeing that the woman has fallen. He moves behind his fallen compatriots with his sling out and casts a stone in Bakul's general direction.
That's where if they roll another 16.
I don't know what you're on about. Rolling 16s is fine for me.
Yeah, for you.
Have you used your bardic inspiration dice yet?
Your
This-
mini stones.
This
He hasn't used it yet,
kobold
no,
stands
no,
up, and
No,
he
he's got
seems
that just in case.
a little shaky. He just walked up, and then he realizes he's surrounded by three of his fallen compatriots. He's like, maybe this wasn't such a good idea. And when he lets loose the stone, it literally falls about 10 feet short and just bounces down the road towards you and falls dead about 5 in front of you, Bakul. And no harm done.
Or in his direction.
Roll intimidation.
Wait.
Roll
wouldn't that actually
intimidation,
have a-
Bakul.
What'd you say?
You're
Wouldn't
roaring
it
in
actually
his
have a chance
direction.
of hitting one of his friends? Or is
No,
he?
it didn't. But roll
I think-
roll intimidation if you're roaring in his direction. Your roar, he is still shaken, but he does stand his ground. So he was shaken enough seeing his fallen compatriots, but your roar, while intimidating, wasn't enough to shake his, fortitude of staying put. So, with that, Adovin. I can't hear you,
Can't
Adovin.
hear you, Clark.
Did you mute yourself?
I have gone there. There we go. Indeed, it is there.
Indeed.
Right.
Indeed.
Okay.
Word indeed.
I cannot
Right,
see
and
him
this
anymore.
guy. The guy that's directly in front of Bakul.
Okay. The guy next to Morthos.
Yep.
Okay.
I am going to viciously mock him badly.
Okay.
That's it, it's a mockery.
Mock away.
G code, please, if you please. You smell! You look like a fool! You cannot speak common properly because Mokol said you could not! You are idiots! And I roll.
And it's a strength save, apparently.
How is it?
Yes, you are an idiot! I think you are so ugly looking as well!
He looks at you, and he cocks his head to the side. He's like, "What are you doing, man?"
I am viciously mocking you! Feel my power!
He just kind of looks at you, and he's like, "You may need to work on that. Your vicious mockery falls on deaf ears."
Oh, so I can't
Bastard.
hear.
But it was funny nonetheless. Geth Stormwind, what would you like to do, sir?
I'm very concerned about the woman.
Okay, good. Somebody
She
needs.
looks like she's about to drop dead, so if I firebolt, what are the chances I hit the woman?
Don't roll one.
Don't do it.
Is it an attack roll or is it a save?
You have something that's kind of
Yeah,
better.
is it an attack roll or is it a save?
It's attack.
If it's an attack roll, you got a chance of hitting the woman. If it's a save, you don't.
Basically, they're each standing kind of in 5 feet. She's fallen to her knees, so it kind of makes her a smaller thing to go over. You can see chest up of the kobold beyond her.
Wait, is she considered covered to the kobold?
No. However, if you roll poorly enough, you may hit her.
She has her shield up.
She
But
has her
it's-
shield up, yeah.
But
So
it's on the
Yeah, but the
away
shield's
not
side.
pointing
Fine,
the opposite
Caitlin.
way.
Hang on. Excuse me
Well-
for a sec.
I need this.
I'd have to take a step and I can drop
Jake,
a...
how do I whisper you?
Just
You
do
have one
/GM.
Do what?
I think it's
It's
/
alright, it's for Clag.
or it's /W space GM, one or the other.
Yeah, it's /W space GM space whatever you want to whisper the GM.
/ is it?
/W, and then when you start typing
.com.
after that, it should full autocomplete too. GM.
.org.
Okay, what are you doing there, Geth?
All right, so I'm. With my luck, I'm probably gonna hit her if I fireball. I guess. All right, so well, I have 3 people in front of me, blocking 2 kobolds. If I use firebolt, will I hit them?
You have a chance of hitting us.
Damn it.
Basically, think line of sight, dude.
Okay.
So if you see us before them, you have a chance of hitting us. If you see us, after them, you have less of a chance of hitting us because you royally fuck up.
All right. I have no idea what's causing this shadow that I'm right next to.
Here's some shrubbery.
You're next
you're
to
in
the
shrubs,
you're
dude.
next to the trunk of the tree, dude.
Okay, fair enough. So, let's see. Sorry about that.
No worries.
If I go just around like this,
You
and
do
now
realise you
also-
could actually pass through
Right.
me, don't you? Because I'm only small.
Yeah, Flag is able to be passed through. He can pass through character spaces. He's a halfling, so you can pass through his space because he's only considered small, so you don't have to go around him.
well, let me see.
I think he's trying to use him as
Basically,
cover.
This guy.
You can't use him as cover either.
Although ironically, the halfling can't
Well,
use him as cover.
If I if I move here, and let's see. All right,
line
so
of sight.
now this is fine. So
Just don't roll a 1.
yeah, this asshole here
Okay.
is about to get a face full of fire. Hopefully.
Okay.
So let's see.
And hopefully it's
Firebolt.
not going to be our goddamn fighter.
I don't
Please
care.
don't set me on fire. That's all I ask.
Perhaps a
Lovely.
stone will speed it on its way.
He just rolled damage there, but he didn't roll to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to roll to hit.
Wait, I thought it was set to.
Did
But
you
it-
say?
with the attack, not the damage part.
Let me look at your card real.
Did I screw
might-
that up?
Did you actually
did I
set
just-
that up as? Did you set it up as an attack spell or?
Yeah, it's set to an attack spell. Okay.
You need to make
I-
sure
I-
it's set to a ranged.
Okay.
Now,
So
do.
roll it again.
Yeah, now. Do.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, I
Oh.
think he's gonna get
Burn,
a shiny
motherfucker.
ring
Full of fire.
motherfucker.
Alright,
Burn.
do I go ahead and roll again, or
Yeah, I'll have you go ahead and roll your damage again.
Yeah,
all
he
right?
might get more. He might get a plus now. He might actually register the.
Yeah, because
Plus
it wasn't
proficiency now.
set up properly.
All right.
Your
Or I
face.
can roll
Your
the
face.
same.
Your face.
Why does it say +3 next to it, and yet that's not applied?
Yeah, that's what I was just wondering.
I don't know.
Let me look at your quick. See if that
Great.
plus
What the
three-
hell did I screw up?
I don't
Everything.
know. I don't think it was.
No, it isn't. He rolled a 3, and he needs to add the 3 proficiency to the damage,
He rolled one.
so it should be 6. Yeah,
I-
he rolled a 3.
I think
It
I
should be
get
6
that.
damage then. You add your proficiency bonus to your damage.
Yeah, but he's
Wait,
for
do I
his,
get that now, or do I get that later? I think I actually get that later as an evoker.
It may be that may be the case.
I mean, I'll take 6 damage.
No, I'll give you 3 because that's what it's doing. So
Not fun.
So
all right, so
okay.
Geth steps out into the middle of the road at the edge of town. Seeing the kobold who had stepped forward and cast a stone at Vikram, he turns around, and before him, instead of a globule of this green snot, this time it is a pure flame that forms before him. He casts it forth, and it bolts straight to the kobold, splattering among the kobold's chest, searing the chest. The kobold screams in pain before he regains his composure, shaking in pain, but still standing.
Right. And I'm out of range for a melee, but
Okay.
if you could kill him, that'd be lovely.
Vikram, it's up to you.
Okay. So without any hand axes now,
You have
Oh,
one.
You got one.
You have one. He handed you one earlier.
yeah, I'm just gonna. I just grabbed it and attached it to my back where I had the other ones when he handed it off to me.
Mhm.
Use it. So I'm gonna go ahead and step up to this kobold here,
Okay?
and I'm going to reach over my back and attempt to attack him with katana.
You use less than half your move to get to him, so you use the other half of your move to draw your katana.
Yep.
Okay, so roll to hit. Okay,
Nice.
you efficiently draw your katana and bring it down upon the kobold, striking him. Much damage.
Dead.
With your masterful move,
So
bringing your...
that should actually be 5. It's not taking into account my dueling trait.
It added 1 to.
Yeah, the 1 is from my strength, and then I get +2 from dueling since I only have a single one-handed weapon.
Okay.
Is a katana one-handed?
Well, it's a long sword, and it can be used with one hand or 2 hands.
So it's
Okay,
got
so you're-
versatile then.
Yep, it's got versatile.
You should add that when you look at your card.
Yeah, I
You
see
have
that.
damage. You have damage 1 and damage 2. Add that as the damage 2, so that if you're using it that way, you'll know how much damage.
There we go. Okay.
But in any case, you masterfully draw your katana, and in a single move, you bring it forward and down onto the kobold, shearing between his clavicle, just cutting directly through it, shearing down into his chest, dropping him to his knees before your katana pulls free, and the kobold falls dead. And that brings us to Bakul.
To attack this guy. Look,
Okay.
that guy
Okay?
with my bow. Still,
Okay?
pull back and loose an arrow into his face. Hopefully,
That'd be nice.
Okay? You knock your next arrow, and you draw. And you loose the arrow directly at the kobold that's no more than 5 feet away. After he laughingly mocked at Adovin's attempt at mocking, you loose this
I was
arrow.
viciously mocking him.
And with this,
Mocking
with his maw open, you loose this arrow, and it's headed straight for his face. How much damage is it?
yeah. It should be a +5. Or it should be 5. It's +4.
There's a 4 though. So, the fuck?
Yeah, but a 1 + 4.
1 + 4 should be 5.
It's adding 1 for your dex and 2 for your proficiency. That's correct.
Yeah, I don't know why it says +4 then.
I don't know why it says +4.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's.
I'm not understanding the number next to what's showing up next to the
Yeah, because
weapon. I'm really not understanding.
The +4 is for his, to attack. Because if you highlight over the attack numbers, that's where the
Yeah, it's
+4's added.
13s.
that makes sense.
Because you got 13, then had 4 added to it.
Okay, so you had +4 to hit with. Okay.
Got it.
All right, so you draw back and you loose this arrow, and this arrow catches the kobold with his mouth open, but it lodges itself through into his lower jaw, and it goes through just enough. It doesn't penetrate anything else, but it goes through just enough to where the upper part of the arrow keeps his mouth from being able to close because they have the long snouts. So you've got this arrow that's stuck in his mouth, holding his mouth open. So he was laughing at Adovin, and now he's panicked because he can't really lower his gaze to see you properly because his mouth is jammed open, and he's taken 4 damage. He falls to his knees and just begins almost to cry. If a kobold could cry, he'd be crying, but he's on his knees doing just that.
Can I bellow at the other
Wow.
shaking roar?
What'd you say, Bakul?
Can I roll for intimidation on the other two?
You're
I
gonna
don't
roar
want-
again?
Oh, one.
Oh wait, no, there's 2. There's 2.
Okay,
Is that-
go ahead and roll.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Sorry.
Yeah, he's just around his dead friends.
You roar, but neither of the other 2 kobolds were paying specific attention just to you.
Yeah.
So the kobold that had stepped up and failed to cast the stone at you, again, he's looking at you, still quivering a bit, but again, he maintains his footing, doesn't turn and flee. The kobold next to the woman doesn't even seem to garner you any attention at all.
Well,
He's got a bit of a bloodlust.
I guess, but, you know.
Not as of yet. Drux Ironbeard, it is your turns.
Indeed. I march forward. Oh. For some reason it's moved me. Oh, right, that's part inside the house. Okay, I sidestep around him then. And I will use Sacred Flame on the one attacking the girl.
Hello?
There you are.
Hello, what?
Back in.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
I'm going to use Sacred Flame on the kobold attacking the girl.
Okay.
I'm going to shout to the others, surrender, and you will live.
Okay. So I need you to roll your Sacred Flame first.
Don't lie to them.
Yeah, but it's DC 11 save, obviously. You'll only take 1 damage if it hits, but...
Just in case the dragon didn't see us the first time.
I did just notice that actually hasn't added my proficiency, though, to that. That should have been
It wouldn't
3.
do. It wouldn't do to your damage.
It doesn't do that damage? Okay, fair enough. Okay.
So you cast forth. Go ahead and roll intimidation for me.
Okay. This is going to be interesting.
See how this goes.
Yeah, I'm shooting not well.
Not well indeed.
You say surrender now, or else, as you cast forward and this pathetic beam of light filters through, it's as if it's coming through some clouds. It's like just illuminating, almost like a spotlight would do. And the kobold next to the woman just happens to look up, and it's as if you would look into a really bright spotlight. It's just enough to barely singe his eyeballs slightly, dealing just a slight amount of damage to him. The other 2, however, didn't even hear you when you said surrender or else.
Didn't hear you all the way down there.
The kobold that you're stood next to is still on his knees, just bawling his eyes out almost, and the kobold that is surrounded by his fallen foes is still just questioning whether he's doing the right thing, maintaining his footing after Bakul has roared at him a couple of times.
Why are we so
No,
bad at
Cobalt.
intimidation?
No, that is power drops.
Morthos.
I'm gonna get in his face next time.
I'm going to drop my bow because it's doing garbage. Pull out my two short swords,
Okay.
and I'm going to behead the little fuck that's stabbing it on the damn leg.
Okay. I need you to roll to hit twice. The second roll does not get. You're using both your swords, right?
Yes.
You're dual wielding. So the second attack does not get your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
What you can set up if you have both weapons in your equipment list, you on the second one, you can edit it with a little gear and you can uncheck the proficiency bonus, and then it won't add it to that weapon.
Yeah, I don't have it twice. I need to add it in twice.
I still think it's dead anyway. Just
Yeah,
saying.
well, it's gonna fucking die.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and roll
It's
with
gonna die.
your second one. I'd like to go ahead and see if you hit before.
That's what an extra fatality.
Okay. Roll damage. Roll damage on the first one.
It matters.
Okay.
Now, I do
You
want to say
bring
this.
forth your. Oh, go ahead and say what you want to say.
Before I cut this fucker's head off, I'm gonna look him square in the fucking eye and say, "You done." You done fucked up.
All right. You take your short swords out and you swing. And while you're going to try to behead this kobold, again, it's got its jaw propped open. It cannot shut its mouth. So it's really hard to get to its neck. And so when you bring through this sword, unfortunately, the one bad thing that happens is you destroy Bakul's arrow. Because as you shear through the kobold, cutting through the longbow arrow, you cut through the arrow, continue back through his mouth, and sever his head along the jawline. And the top of his head tumbles back away from the body as the rest of it just falls limp to the ground.
Nice.
And
Am I
we
able to
have...
do something else now?
How does the ammo tracker work?
you just need to say that you...
Yeah. I'll
Just reduce it.
Well, I've done 2, but I'm gonna go pick it up when we're done.
Yeah. But
Well, one less to pick up now.
do I have any kind of movement?
Or
I can do
Viking
now?
blood. Hmm?
Can I do anything else after that attack?
Cheers, Jake.
No, you're... cheers.
Cheers.
Ah, cheers indeed.
Cheers.
Prost!
Ah,
Toast, as they say in the old countries.
so I can't even use my cantrip?
No, you're done, dude. Attack is an
Okay.
action.
You're done.
Cantrip is an action.
Okay.
But thank you for asking.
I just wanted to make sure.
All right. The woman who has fallen to her knees and raised her shield. Here.
Is she actually bleeding out, or is she actually still sort of alive?
Yeah,
She's still sort
That's
of
actually a
alive.
good question. Okay.
So she has her shield up. And she fell like down on one arm, the other arm that has the spear in it. And she brings up that other arm and tries to poke it at the kobold, but it dodges efficiently. And she's not able to do anything to the kobold standing before her.
No.
Is she still defending?
Still defending.
Okay.
So now the kobold the kobold had looked up into this bright light and half blinded it, so that when it looked back down upon the woman, it couldn't differentiate her body from the shield. And it drove forward its dagger square into the middle of the shield, landing non-effectually against the woman. So she still still down on her knees, shield up, spear in her other hand. She's almost got it as a walking staff now, as if she could possibly stand up on her next move. Adovin.
You see,
Ah!
even when it fails, godlike works.
There you go, right?
Right. I'm going there. And I can see that the woman's in trouble. So I'm going to cast Healing Word on her.
Okay.
Take a bandage! You will feel much better.
Come on, you gotta strum
Take
a
a
little bit.
bandage, you know it works! Oh.
Oh, brilliant.
So you strum your lute and you bellow forth this magnificent song, and it just
Magnificent, yeah. Magnificent, yeah, that's what we'll call it.
she
That's
she
the word we'll
turns
use.
to you,
My
and
ears are bleeding.
and this grin appears upon her face. It may not be a completely sincere grin, but either way, she does feel a bit better.
Of course. Smile, and the world gets better around you.
Listen to my lyrics and you can get hurt more.
Oh, happy day.
Yeah.
Sunshine on the rainy day. Here's some help. Here's some help. Have some medicine.
Okay, my
There is
turn.
sunshine around her, quite literally.
Let's see.
Oh,
Alright, that's a quick shot. So, actually, if I attack from right about here. Yeah, looks good. Up. Move my ass here, and I like to make things burn. So,
Early
So
shining.
yeah, so let's see. I still don't have a clear shot because the woman collapsed in front of the cobalt. So I'm gonna attack this one who didn't move last round for some reason. So let's have fun with that.
Because he was a little pussy bitch who was shaking in his boots. If he has any boots.
So I really liked how that fireball or firebolt exploded into that other guy's face. So let's see if I can repeat that.
Kamehameha!
Looks like you might be able to repeat it. Let's see with how much damage.
Indeed.
Don't do a 1.
Ooh.
That's not a one.
Oh, I get to see a combo explode.
This is
today.
the only thing I have to say now. God damn it, where's the loot now?
It's on fire, of course.
So
It's
Geth
melting into
steps
our
up
bars.
just to the back left of Bakul. And don't mind me putting a few words in your mouth there, Geth. You kind of turn to Bakul and you say, "Hey, watch this." Before you again, the flame of pure burning fire appears before you as you cast it forth, and it bolts directly towards the kobold. And this time, instead of just hitting it in the chest and shattering around it, this time this bolt penetrates into the kobold's chest and explodes forth. The kobold falls to his knees, and fire comes from his mouth as he just turns completely black, turns to cinder, and just falls to the ground.
Let's see, as a bonus action, can I look over to the last kobold and go, is any of this fucking worth it?
Roll intimidation.
Just go
We're
home.
all
Just
intimidated.
fucking go home.
Hey, Cobalt, how'd you like
Ye
fire?
gods,
Fire.
Geth! That was a
Intimidation.
splutch
This
moment!
isn't going home now. I got stabbed. I'm pissed.
Nope.
And apparently, Geth's
Why can't
efforts,
we intimidate?
Geth's efforts at intimidation are just as pathetic as everyone else's.
Well, it was worth a shot.
I can intimidate just as much as the best one of you. I will mock him hard.
All right, Vikram, it is up to you.
That's inspiring.